Alright, we are off. This is the Oracle of Ages weekly randomizer race. Today we're playing on normal mode, randomized dungeons, and cross items are enabled. Joining me in the race we have Lotus. Good luck and have fun. I have to kind of remember what's going on with this version of the randomizer, because it has been about a month since I've played a seed. So I have to remember there's no tree warp, it's warp to start. We've got like auto mermaid, we've got a lot of like little things here and there. Vanilla Tune of Echoes there. Also, gotta remember, we can skip. Yeah, we can skip cutscenes. We can skip the cutscenes there. Lots of little things. Yo, thanks for the good luck, Crash Bum and Snow. Early game is going to look very similar to what we've seen. I mean, the early game, there's only so much you can do, right? You're usually going to get a bracelet. You're usually going to get access to Deku Forest. That's about it. You're going to go back and forth between the forest, the graveyard, town, whatever. Switch hook, okay. That's an interesting find. Because that's technically, like, damage plus a few other things. So I actually really like getting Switch Hook early. Because it allows a handful of things. Also need to remember that the D2 entrances are decoupled. So there's two different dungeons potentially there. And one dungeon entrance is going to be a duplicate. We may or may not find that early. Or we may have to search for a bit for it. Oh, lovely. Just lovely. Okay. Okay, I'll take that. I will gladly take that. That was a timely heart container. And there's Feather. Okay. So that's a good feather find. Okay. Gonna go ahead, warp to start. Actually, it's gonna be faster for me to go this way. Even though I can't get anything over here, we're just gonna, like, open up the path. Yeah, thanks for the good luck, Christo. Appreciate it. But yeah, we open up this path. I'm gonna go ahead into the shop here, set up a save point. Also realize that the shop item is garbage. The long switch, okay. I'll take that. That gets us Mayor's house. I'm trying to think of, like, what else we can do right now. Shovel, okay. So shovel allows us to go down to the beach. Plus, it also allows us access to Maku Path. Though we technically don't have a way through Maku Path yet. Now we do. Okay. Sword. Sword allows us through Maku Path. And that is probably exactly where I need to be right now. So that's exactly where I'm going. Now the question is, do we get a key? We're either getting an item and leaving, or we get a key and we get to go all the way through. We just get Tuna Currents. Okay. That's actually really solid. Because that means we don't have to continue through there. And Slingshot. Okay, hold on. What seed type do we have? We have Mysteries. There. Yo, Fluffy Cactus with the sub. Appreciate it. Welcome to the Butt Mashies. Okay, so there's Pegasus Seeds. Those aren't really useful right now. We're gonna go to Symmetry. Probably getting access to the Symmetry tree is what we're looking for right now. We've got Moosh. Oh, what's up, Cycool? Thanks for the good luck. Moosh, I believe, is right here. Or it's one low. It's one lower. Yeah. It's been a while since we've done this. Don't remember exact tiles. Oh, I never marked currents. Should do that. Is it? Yeah, it's one up. Yeah. Oh, I can also get a Rolling Ridge. I can get to the Rolling Ridge tree. Because I have currents plus, bracelet plus feather plus, switch hook. So lots of little stuff that allows us to do that. I am a little concerned at potential Talus Peaks if I find flippers. But it's nothing too concerning right now, I don't think. That is third seed type. So Tingle is available. Both Tingle. We have access to a dungeon entrance at D2 present. Island chart. All right. Let's see. I think right now, Tingle into Rolling Ridge is where I want to go. Brother Emblem, okay. Doesn't do anything right now, but is worth having. And the rope! Hold your horses. We've got ourselves access to Crescent Island. I'm just going straight there. Let's do it. Because not only do we have access to the dungeon there. I don't have bombs, so I can't get a lot of the stuff on the east side. I do have level 2 switch hook, so I can get an item there. Yeah, so I'll grab that. Come back. We'll currents in front of the doorway to the dungeon. Yeah, we'll currents into the dungeon basically. Crown key! Alright. I need satchel. I need satchel in order to be able to access that. Satchel or mermaid suit. Satchel is looking a little bit more likely. A boomerang? Yo, what's up, John Danger? First time catching me live? Glad you can make it. Hope you enjoy. D1. Alright. This is a basically clearable dungeon, as long as nothing is locked behind Ember Seeds. Mermaid key. Oh, I could have gotten that. I actually could. Hold on. I'm going there. There's only one check that's actually locked behind Ember Seeds here. Because the torch, we can do the torch with mystery seeds. There we go. The book, yeah, I'll take it. I don't have bombs yet, so there's a slight possibility.
Sound Hype gifted a tier 1 sub to John Danger 1644. They are given 8 gift subs in the channel.
Yo, Sound with the gift sub to John Danger. Appreciate it. Now, I'm not 100% sure. I don't think mystery seeds work on the wall. I mean, I could give it like a couple tries. Oh, there's flippers. There's flippers. But most likely, they doesn't. Yeah, it definitely doesn't work. It doesn't do the effect. Flippers right into Mermaid Suit! What? Okay. That's certainly a thing. That is certainly a thing. So now we have Mermaid Suit. Boss key has to be up here, otherwise... Okay, we can beat the dungeon. Boss key's up here. Raft might have been required. Yeah. I think there's a pretty high possibility of that. Considering we can't get Dimitri. The only way on the island is through the raft. Oh, why am I so bad? There we go. Is this map or an item? It's map. Ah, there's an item behind the burnable wall. Of course there's an item behind the burnable wall. Hopefully there's nothing there, because I really don't want to have to go back in there. I am actually going to take those rupees, because we're going to Rolling Ridge, and rupees are going to be valuable. Do I want to go under... I don't think I want to do under the island right now. Let's just make our way to Rolling Ridge. See, I don't have bombs, so there's still a lot that we can't do over here. I have access to a dungeon. That's number one. But I also have access to target cards and all the mini-games. The mini-games are going to be interesting, I think. I'm probably dead. Oh, wait! Level 2. Oh, fairy! Fairy! Yes! Let's go. I don't have lava juice. More rupees! Perfect. Oh wait, I got key. I got a key. Forgot to mark it. Blue ring. Blue ring is actually really useful right now because I have like no health. Gotta equip it. Alright, target cards. What do we got here? We are getting a ring. Cursed ring. We don't want no cursed ring. And second cards is fairy powder. That's required. Cool. Or it could be required. There's 2 dungeons that we don't need. 2 dungeon entrances. So it could be one of the 2. Highly unlikely, but you never know. I need 1 rupee. Well, it's not going to matter anymore because we're about to spend 20. Oh, I didn't even mark D1 right. I marked it as D2. Let me finish that after this. There we go. Oh, because there's an extra D2. I forgot. Those are not ember seeds. We need ember seeds. Alright, if we get 20 rupees, we're good. Actually, no. We're not getting 20 rupees because we're spending another 20. Alright, so that's past dancing. Or actually that's present dancing, technically, right? Pizza Heart! We don't need that. I want those rupees. Rupees are more valuable right now. dungeon. This is going to be D4. Now this is a dungeon that I may not be able to make as much progress in as I want. Oh, I have a boomerang. I have a boomerang. Hold on. Hold the front door. I have a boomerang, but you have to remember, cape is a thing. I think we just leave. I think we leave and come back. I don't think we can make progress without cape, based on what I'm seeing there. Graveyard key. We don't have ember seeds yet. We're gonna go try and get ember seeds. Thanks for getting it back into Oracles. Done a few season seeds, finally building up the courage for an Aegis seed. Auto tracking will make it so much easier. Yeah, unfortunately there isn't auto tracking for Aegis right now, but it's still easy enough to like track by yourself. It's not too bad. Let's see. Do that. Like, I kind of do a lot of tracking while I'm just walking around. Oh, I can get into... Oh, yeah, no. Oh, yeah, there is... Without cross items. Yeah, it's an older build. I forgot about that. I'm so used to, like, this new stuff that I totally forgot that the old build did have auto tracking. So you can't track the cross items, but it shouldn't make too much of an issue. You just have to remember like what the cross items allow you to do. And from what I remember, the auto tracking for Aegis was a little weird. It, like, every reset, every time like you reset the game, like save and quit, it would like look like it stops for a second and then restarts. It's, I don't know, it was weird. Let's see. Those are not ember seeds. I need to find ember seeds. I can also get into D2 entrance. Might want to do that. Might want to do D2 entrance first. Or do I want to try and combine the two entrances? Yeah, let's do D5 entrance while I'm in the area. Because then we can maybe get both D2s done at the same time. If I find bombs. How do I do this? Yeah. Like that. Oh, I could have gotten bombs from the shooting gallery. I'm an idiot. At this point... Yeah, at this point, we're just kind of not gonna go with that. We're just gonna kind of do our own thing. Because I'm not coming back through there again. Or do I want to? That's like tripling down on going that way when it's not the path that I'm supposed to take. I'm gonna find bombs eventually, right? I have to. I think going this way is exactly what I should be doing. I'm also going to check the tree here. I believe it was scent seeds, if I'm not mistaken. There's the bombs! That's all we needed to do, was come over here and get bombs. I have shovel. I have shovel. I don't need a shield. I don't need a shield. Also, we got bombs, so we can go in here. Into both entrances. Hello. Present 6. Alright, small key. I'm only going to be able to get 2 items out of this, I think. Yeah, there we go. It's been so long since I've, like, had to go through that room without, like, a seed shooter or Pegasus seeds. I mean, I have the slingshot, but it doesn't diagonal, so diagonal is what you need there. And that is a compass. We're done here. Alright, Jabu Jabu's belly. We should be able to do a lot in here. Oh wait, is it the other way around? Because I think... Moosh's flute. I think it goes this way. Well, anyway, we're going to be able to basically full clear this. There's one item I can't get. And that's because I don't have cane. Magnet glove. I do wish I had a satchel right about now. Because going through this just walking is pretty slow. And I really would like to have a satchel just to be able to get back to the other dungeons. Boss key. Get back to Rolling Rage side. Two key. I forgot you don't hold it with the with the slingshot. I'm so used to doing it as the seed shooter where you just hold it out. We got key lock, okay. So dungeon's key locked. It's good to know. So don't need to go to the back of the hallway. I don't need to do pot. Do the pot check. We already have boss key, so we don't need to worry about not being able to beat the dungeon. Yeah, really the only thing here is bottom floor. There's one check on the bottom floor that I'm probably going to skip out on, just based on like the layout of this. I mean, I don't really need keys right now. Like, I'm pretty sure I'm going to get a key. That's all I need. Is one singular key in order to get everything else out of here. Compass is fine. And that's only for me getting the bottom floor stuff. Oh, this is good. Compass. It's a key. That's a key. That is not a key. That's unfortunate. It's not a key. Do I have map? I do not have map. It could be map, or it could be an item. Well, we're gonna find out. We're gonna find out. Actually, no, we're not. Because I haven't checked to see what hallway is. Because if hallway is in a key... Well, or if hallway's an item, then I don't know. It's going to be a 50-50 no matter what. Yeah, it's either gonna be junk item on hallway, map on first floor. Or, oh no, it's also pot. Pot push, or the pot item, has an item too. So there's 3 potential items. It's gonna be junk, at least 1 junk, 1 map, and then 1 other item. I think I might have to just check the bottom floor. Just check it on my way out. Yeah, I'm gonna check it because I'm probably never coming back here. And there's a high probability of it being an item. So it could very well be something that we need. At least I don't have to worry about going backwards. I literally just have to save and quit here. And then go to it. It's a heart container. I'll take it. We put in some effort to get a heart container. It's fine. Alright. So... now it's time to head back to those dungeons. We're not gonna go to D4. Yeah, we're gonna go straight to 3. I am a little concerned about not having embers for 3, but we can make it work. And this also allows me to get a couple bomb checks along the way. I could have done this a long time ago, but I kind of forgot that I could get bombs from the shooting gallery. It's out of logic, but... Ooh! Do I do that first? Hold on. Hold on. Can I? Can I do this without... Yeah, I think I can do that without entering anything, right? Any doorways. So I think I can do the seed shooter, or the scent seedling, to potentially get myself, ember seeds. Yeah, I can do this without entering a doorway, which means it doesn't set my save points, which means I can get back to D3 immediately after this. It is ember seeds. Boom. That was gigantic. So now I don't have to worry about not having ember seeds for D3. I have shovel, I have everything we could possibly need for D3, except the seed shooter itself. But shouldn't make a difference because we have boomerang. Oh, no, we have to listen to the music here. They don't die otherwise. Now, if the torch puzzle thing chest in the basement ends up having a major item, that little save and quit shenanigans I did is gonna have huge implications. But if not, then it was just a waste of time. No, not really. No matter what, getting ember seeds is a significant find. Boss key! I still wish I had a satchel. Satchel would make things so much better, so I can go fast. So dropping the spinner here is logical because we have the boomerang. We can use the boomerang for that. Or I could just use a switch hook, which I always prefer to do. Letter of introduction. We can do dancing 2, which may or may not have something. Nice. And look, we even get our rupees for dancing 2 as well. I am gonna save that for later. Oh wait, I can't get torches. Can I? I don't think I can hit that. Yeah, I can't hit those. I can't hit that second one. That could be a problem. Actually, I'm gonna have to go this way, I think. This way works a little bit easier. Especially since we don't have a satchel. Does the slingshot not ricochet from the diagonal barriers? That is actually a good question. I'm not sure. I guess we could find out. Let's see. Yeah, no, it doesn't. So yeah, we're just... Oh, yeah, this is gonna be annoying. This fight, if I decide to do it... Oh, do I do this? I don't think I do. This is really awful. Yeah, I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do that fight without a satchel or the seed shooter. But we have everything set up for later. I am gonna get right side, because right side is easy. It's awkward, but easy. Now this, I'm pretty sure, is not logic. So that's a compass. Okay. I guess let's check the back. Because we only got one. So we got 3 keys, actually. So there's one more key. So either a key on boss or a key back here. And if it's in bush room, then we can continue. Or maybe we just get an item here. We just get an item there. Okay. So we'll have to come back and fight boss later. What do I want to do now? I guess let's follow our ember seeds, right? Let's go to the graveyard. Like, going into D3 was actually just a waste of time. We should just follow the Ember Seeds to start. Because we didn't really get anything in there. This has definitely been a seed where I'm making, like, one really crucial play and then one really terrible play back to back. Alright, so Kane. Kane is really big. Like, that is a really good find. Let's see, I don't have the rupees to buy a potion. I guess we're just gonna check out the dungeon here and see what we can do. Or I could just get a potion from Maple. Yeah, no. Potion doesn't really matter right now. D6 passed. Okay. Now that is a dungeon we can do a lot in. Now, if only I had a hyper slingshot, that would help out a lot here. Because I don't think... Does a bomb jump get me around? I'm not sure. I mean, we're gonna test it out. Yeah, no. Yeah, no. Definitely not. If I had cape, then yeah. Like, cape would definitely get me around. Cape or hyper slingshot? Bosky's here. Hi, Bosky. I'm glad you're here. You know why? Because we're gonna beat this dungeon. We're just straight up gonna beat this dungeon without going to the right side. But what's gonna happen is we're gonna have to go to the right side if we want to get into the present right side later on. Unless, of course, third key is over there. That's a possibility. If the third key is over there, we can't finish this unless we get cape. We're running into a lot of scenarios where cape is useful. I wonder where it is. It's gotta be somewhere, right? I didn't hit it. Oh, key's over here. So we can just straight up... Wait a second, we can't! We need Seed Shooter! I keep forgetting that, like, Seed Shooter ricochets are, like, really imperative for a lot of things. Or cape, yeah. I mean, let me go take a look. I'll take a look at it just in case there's some weird shenanigan that I could do, but I'm willing to bet I can't get through. Yeah, no. Yeah, there's no way. Okay. Alright, where am I headed now? There's a couple places here that I can get things that I didn't do it earlier because I wanted to get out of there. Like, I wanted to get out of here with the Ember Seeds to get back to D3. So I didn't want to enter anything. But maybe it would have been better to actually go in these caves. Green ring. I mean, sure, but I'm not playing a minigame for green ring. Also, that's a really nice quality of life. Tell us what ring that is. Like, normally you would just say, it's a ring. Big Roop! Okay. We got Big Roop. Let's go Ambies. Ambies is looking pretty spicy right now. Can't really think of much else that looks pretty good right now. Ambies gets me 2 items from the castle itself, and then backside of Meku, so that there's an extra item there. The other things I could do, I could do Talus Peaks, which I really don't want to do. That's a really awful idea. I have Letter Dancing. I have Under Crescent Island. And I have the bomb check in the cave outside D5. So there's only a handful of things that we can get access to right now. This is by far the most dense thing. Oh! I have D1. We have the burnable wall. Ember Seed progression, right? Follow the Ember Seeds. Blue Joy. Maybe that's where I go next, if I don't find anything here. I go to D1, I do the burnable, and then I go underneath Crescent Island. It's like not a terrible combination. The other possibility is maybe try and make progress in D4. But I don't really like that idea. Or 6 present, I have access to 1 more check. Because I opened up the left bomb wall. Everywhere I go, there's like one thing. Okay. Let's go... Let's go back to D1. That one item that I wasn't able to get earlier. Is it going to be significant? Who knows? We're about to find out. Ember Seed progression? Magic Boomerang. Hold on. That changes everything about what I was thinking about. I think we go to D4 now. Because I think with the magic boomerang, that allows me to get everything. Mostly everything. The one thing I'm a little concerned about is keys. Not having enough keys, but if we have magic boomerang, I can at least go all the way up to mini boss. Assuming I get the keys along the way. Now, if this was the path the whole time, I'm gonna be annoyed. Because I could have done this, what, probably like 30 minutes ago? At least. Oh, that was a terrible idea. That was an absolutely terrible idea. Why did I think that was a good idea? There we go. That's what I meant to do. Key. I think this is the first time that I got the magic boomerang in ages. So I'm not quite sure where we can utilize it, aside from here. Like, here made the most sense. Because there's these 2 checks that you can get with the regular boomerang. But are a little tricky. So having the magic boomerang just makes it pretty trivial. Alright, that is a key as well. So yes, we could have made it through here. We don't need cape. We could have done this the whole time. It would have been more annoying, for sure. Hello? Hit me right back onto the minecart. I don't think cape is hard required. Like, if you just can't get cape, if cape ends up in an inaccessible location, like, you can't get cape, so you still have to be able to beat the dungeon normally. But I think what that means is you're supposed to have +1, like +1 key, because you can take a key back here and just use it, and you wouldn't be able to access the rest of the dungeon. But because of the way the key layout worked out here, we're always going to have access to a key, because there's a key back here. So even if we got cape, we would have +1 key if we came back here first. If you know what I mean. So it still works out logic-wise, I think. Because either you go the normal route and you get all the keys, or you come back here and get one key, but you still have access to all the rest of the keys. You're never going to lock yourself out of anything. So while you probably want Cape to make this dungeon a little bit easier, potentially, and potentially quicker, you can make your way through it without Cape. If there is a guaranteed key somewhere back here, probably on boss at this point. Otherwise, I look kinda dumb. But yeah, it's probably key on boss, item in the back. It's gotta be how it goes. Yeah. So there's the key. So that's that second key, essentially. So that's the second key that takes us up to our 5th key, because we went the vanilla route. But if you had Cape, that would be your 2nd key. And if you have 2 keys, then you are able to go whichever way you want. So it just so happened that in this seed, the keys kind of lined up to where you were able to go vanilla route, but sometimes it's not going to work out that way. It just depends on how many keys are after the mini-boss. If there's 2+ keys after mini-boss, Cape is hard required. If there's 1 key after the mini-boss that is not self-locked in the back, aka on boss, it's on either the 2 floor puzzles, then you can make your way through the dungeon vanilla. Well, that was kind of a waste of time. It still didn't really get me anything. We got an essence, but not much other than that. So where does Magic Boomerang work? What does that help me with? Oh, I can beat D6 now. Hold on, I can beat D6. D6 was there. Oh, this is gonna be real cool. So yeah, the way I could beat D6 is using the Magic Boomerang. I also now have exactly 300 rupees, so I'm gonna go buy a potion. I'm gonna get more rupees later. Like, I can easily get more if I really want them. I'm just buying that potion now because I'm here. Plus, having blue ring means I'm probably not dying anytime soon. I actually really like this. If it works the way I think it's gonna work. Oh, let me... Oh, I could just do it like that. Leave it open. Leave it open that way. Yeah, it worked basically how I expected it to. Magic Boomerang is actually fairly useful. Oh, let me swap that around. Thank you very much. Where you at, bro? Yeah, I think that's what the game is expecting us to do right now. Like, that's the proper logic. It's just, you know, this is the first time I'm seeing Magic Boomerang in a cross-item setting. So, that's just rupees. Cool. So maybe not. Maybe there's something else we're still expected to be able to do. Talus Peaks. I have Talus Peaks, I have the cave outside of D5. Yeah, let's do cave outside D5, bomb. Let's do dancing. Dancing with letter. Worst case scenario, we go to Talus Peaks. Power Glove. I mean, the Power Glove is required, so I'm not going to complain. But it doesn't get me anything right now. The only overworld stuff is in Zora Seas and Sea of No Return, which I don't have access to either. No, there's no option to turn off Goron Dancing. Not presently, at least. Would be nice, because especially with sound effect rando, it can get pretty intense. Alright. Let's see, what do we got here? Just a Pizza Hut. Okay. Okay. Oh, I never went under the island. Yeah, I think we do under the island. I still don't have a way to get to right side. Yeah, I still don't have a way to get to right side of D6. More rupees. Are we thinking Talus Peaks here? Really can't think of anything else that I'd want to do. Oh, I haven't done the Composer, I guess. But that's on the way to Talus Peaks. Either way, like... not the greatest. So yeah, we're still missing 3 dungeon keys. We've got all our upgrades. We can use Cape. Cape would be nice, but not necessary. Siege Shooter may or may not be required at this point. D8 does need me to light a torch on an angle. However, I know that you can use Hyper Slingshot for that, so I need either Hyper Slingshot or the Siege Shooter. One or the other. Can I do this with currents? Probably not. Okay. Oh, I have to listen to the whole thing. Of course. ₹30! Cool! Time to take the Walk of Shame. All the way through Talus Peaks. Well, it looks like my internet decided it's high time to be garbage. Well, this is the perfect time, so we're not really doing anything. But yeah, well, hopefully it stabilizes. And it's just a gaseous seed. Super! So where am I going now? Well, first of all, let's figure out why my internet doesn't want to work. I don't know. What can I do? Like, seriously, what can I do? Is there anything? Oh, I guess present Mermaid Cave, right? We can go there and get one item. Where's that at? That is D2. What's the best way for me to get there? I guess climb. Oh, wait, I can't go this way because there's no thing there. Cool. Shoutouts to this version of the rando that doesn't have a portal there. Almost forgot to go to the past. Oh wait, is it the past? Past. Yeah. Is it past? I think it's past. I don't know which one's which. I think it's past. Yeah, it is. Cool. Alright, so let's go get our one item. Could this be what the thing was specifically saying? Use the boomerang to go this way? Hopefully we find an item here. the seed shooter! Oh, lovely. So seed shooter, and then what's that gonna let me do now? That's gonna allow me to go to the right side of D6, which allows me to come back here and go to the right side. I'm just gonna go ahead and do Vire while I'm here before doing anything else. Also, allows me to finish D3. Guess we'll go back to 3. Yeah, we'll do 3 before we do anything else. After I leave here. Saving before using key. Just in case. Yeah, we have some construction going on. I'm trying to mute every time, but it's hard. Where is... It's over there, okay. Oh, and we have to go the long way, don't we? Yeah, we have to go the long way because we still don't have a satchel. Alright, that's good that it's barely noticeable. It's, like, super loud for me. Alright, so there's what? There's one item, and then boss here. I guess I should probably mark that I got the seed shooter. Finally. After all these years. Yeah, so I'm gonna drop down first. We'll get the item. Because it is an item, yeah. Right? Yeah, we got 4 keys. Oh no, we don't have 4 keys. So there is a key. Somewhere. The Tune of Ages! Oh, wow. What a seed. What a seed, dude. That was a lot of work to get the Tune of Ages. I mean, if we had cape, we didn't need seed shooter. Oh yeah, let me... do that. But the way things worked out, where I had to have the magic boomerang to do the stuff in D6. There's the cape! Oh. Ah. This seed is just trolling me so hard. Alright, so that means that the last thing is key locked. Guess we're going to Zora now. There's no reason to do anything but Zora. I mean, we pretty much did everything anyway, so... Zora is like the only place to go. But Seed Shooter plus Cape allows me to do a few other things, so... Possibly might have to go back to D6 past to go back to D6 present. I hope not. I really hope not. Eyeball! Yay! More progression. Also, we haven't seen the dupe. We haven't seen the duplicate dungeon yet. We're in a good position to maybe not have to get all of the dungeon keys. Actually, yeah, we're guaranteed to not have to get all of them. Well, I guess not guaranteed. We could run into the dupe before finding everything else, but there's a good chance, I guess. And I just realized it didn't even matter that I didn't have Satchel. We weren't Gale seeding anywhere. Alright, there's a Mermaid Key. Well, now we're just basically cruising. Just cruising, going to dungeons. No, you technically don't need the Seed Shooter for D3 boss. You can drop Ember Seeds from the satchel, and that will burn on the ground, and it'll run into the burning. Or you could do something really stupid, and I mean really stupid, and you can do frame perfect turnarounds with the slingshot. I think it's frame perfect, or it's like a very tight frame window where you can turn around, shoot a seed, and manage to get that like that. But it's really dumb. That's why I didn't do it. And it's definitely not in logic. Yeah, absolutely not in logic. No way. Alright, I'm still looking for the tuning nut just in case. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna grab that. I have a cape. So I'll do present. I'll do present library, and then I will go back, open up the dungeon, go into the dungeon, do the stuff. Move on to the next dungeon, so on and so forth. Satchel still would have been nice to find so that I could use Pegasus seeds. I really don't want to have to go through D8 without Pegasus seeds. But it could very well happen. We're very close to having to do that. Gornade! You may now go see Jabu Jabu. Bomb Flower! Lots more, like, trade items. One-off items. Yeah, this is gonna be fun if we have to find the tuning nut. It's like, do this one thing. Now do this one thing. Now do this one thing. D8! Lovely. I'm gonna come back, actually. I'm gonna come back. Because what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna check the other dungeons. Why not? Because we could be in go mode. We could be in go mode. I probably should have gotten the other dungeon first, because again, this one's a difficult one because it's really far away. You know what's surprising is there's 2 satchels in the pool. In the item pool, there are 2 satchels. We have not seen either of them. Where could they be? Maybe they're up here. Maybe we had to come here the whole time. We just got access to this, though. Couldn't really come here the whole time. More rupees! Alright, D5, that's another unique dungeon. That's really good for us. We have not seen the duplicate yet. If we manage to find D2, we are in the clear. And actually D5's not a terrible dungeon to find right now, because it very easily key locks itself. A shield. I did not need a shield, but thank you very much. I guess I could use a shield for D2 if I really wanted to. Oh! Gotta love when the jump button doesn't want to work. Boss key! Yay! You know, despite not having a satchel, the fact that we have essentially 6 essences is pretty amazing. Alright, there's a key. I mean, I'm not gonna go there yet. I'm gonna do the boss right away. That way I can do the remaining stuff all at once. And figure out if I actually have all the keys in order to go to the back. I don't want to have to go to the back. But I believe that is still a possibility. Yeah, it's still a possibility as long as I get keys from literally everything. So one non-key, and then we're in the clear. We're in the clear. Cool. I'll just run to the back, or run to the middle, just in case Toonie Nut ends up being over there. Because if D2 is at D4, I don't want to have to come back, all the way back out here to grab Toonie Nut. And since this is a key lock dungeon, it's gonna be done in 2 checks, so I'm not too concerned about that. About, you know, doing 2 more checks here. I think you could do that. Yeah, you can. That's sick. Yeah, that's like way easier than the the old strat. Like there's a way to get through there, but it's like extremely tight timing. But when you have the cape, you don't have to be as precise. The Noble Sword. I mean, I'll take that. That's not bad at all. It's a good item. All right. So where are we headed? We're headed to present D6, or present D6 entrance, I should say. And it's going to be D2! Let's go! We're in go mode. We are officially in go mode. So all we need are keys. I need boss key and what? 2? Is it 2 small keys for this? I think it's 2. Yeah, it's definitely 2. Key block and then key door right in front of boss. And then after we finish here, we go to D8 and just march through it. Like, that's all we can do is just march. We can't run. Unless we find a satchel. Unless we find a satchel while we're looking for small keys in one of these dungeons. There's one. Compass! Small key! Compass will help a lot, actually. So I'm gonna grab it. Alright, there's a key here. Is it the boss key? If it's the boss key, we're out. We're not out. Not a key. Key! Is it boss key? Is it the boss key? No. Okay. Moving on. Would help if I actually change the thing first. Key! Not boss. Think that has to be a small? Gonna check this first. Oh, I shouldn't have gone through. That was dumb of me. I should have known that that's actually boss key. The Rod of Seasons. Cool. A little too late, but cool to see it show up. So yeah, this has to be the boss key. I assume there was still another small key. But that small key was the one that was at the entrance. Yeah, it can be used to get seeds off of trees, as well as to kill undead type enemies. So like the Stalfos, the Shrouded Stalfos, the guys in the green hoods. Like, it'll kill those guys. The ghosts, it'll just defeat ghosts as well. Yeah, it has the same properties and seasons as well. So you can basically make your way through all of Seasons D1 with just the Rod of Seasons. It's really funny. The only thing you can't do is like fight the mini-boss and the boss. Satchel! It's a ring. I mean, if it was a good ring, I'd take it. But cash a ring? Eh, whatever. Oh, I still don't have a satchel. So getting back to D8 is going to be annoying. It'll be fine. Right, warp to start. And because we clean the seas, it's going to be like a straight shot all the way over. So we never got to see what the duplicate dungeon was. And, you know, honestly, I don't care. As long as we didn't have to deal with it, that saved us a little bit of time. And considering that we never found the satchel, saving a little bit of time is actually a big deal. So yeah, that torch was one of the few reasons we needed a seed shooter. And that and beating D3. Like, you could technically beat that, or get past that torch with the hyper slingshot, but we never found hyper slingshot either. So it is quite possible that we actually had to get the seed shooter. Because there's not many places that the hyper slingshot could be at this point. Maybe... yeah, I don't know. There's not that many places. Key! So we need a lot of keys here, and then we're also going to need a lot of slates. Like, I'm less concerned about keys and more concerned about getting all the slates that we need. Because we need 4 slates and we need the boss key. Boss key, we can hear the compass chime, so that's not a big deal. But you don't hear any chime for the slates. There's one. First slate. 1 out of 5 boss keys, essentially. slate number 2. Yeah, it's been a while since I've done a key sanity, but I'm pretty sure yes. They are randomized throughout. We should probably do another key sanity pretty soon. Because now that we have cross items, we have a few other things that can make key sanity pretty interesting. Key sanity really isn't that bad. It's just a matter of just being efficient with checking everything. You may end up having to go dip into a dungeon multiple times just because you don't have enough keys to complete it. But that's about it. I think a setting like Keysy would be really interesting, where like all key doors are already opened. That's a setting in the Minish Cap randomizer, and it's really interesting because you don't have to worry about finding keys in dungeons. You just get your go mode items and then rush through. It's a little bit on the easier side, though, which is kind of why it's called Keysy. But if you want like something quick and easy, it's a really fun option. Alright, that's 3. Key. Key 5. Okay. So the only key remaining is boss key. Oh yeah, all trees active from start would be another good option. Allow you to kind of warp around early on. Potentially, assuming you get a satchel. Like, if you have a satchel, you could do that, but if you don't have a satchel, doesn't really help you at all. Or yeah, if Gale seeds are deep in the seed, like on Tarm or Zora. Okay, there's boss key. We still need 1 slate though. 1 slate. It's all we need. Give it to me. Hyper Slingshot! Okay. So Hyper Slingshot was locked by the Seed Shooter. Good to know. So Seed Shooter hard required. Zora Scale. Alright, we're getting pretty close to the end here. Like, no matter what, we're gonna find the slate within the next 2 locations. And there we have it. We have a full clear of D8 satchelless while in go mode. If you had that on your bingo card, congratulations. I don't know how you managed to pull that off. I mean, it's kind of obvious that D8 never wants to cooperate and let you do it in actual go mode. Like, it would be nice to just be able to go mode the dungeon and get through it pretty quickly. But no. You're almost guaranteed to have the full clear. But having to full clear without a satchel? Yeah, that's pretty rough. And we still have no idea where the satchels are. I think could be like right side D6 present or back of D5. Could even be one of the key lock things in D7. I don't know, there's plenty of places it could be. But none of the places that we checked. Oh, that doesn't work. Really? Oh, maybe I have to be a little lower for that to work. Because the angle that you hold it at is different. Because for whatever reason, Link holds the seed shooter off to the side, but holds the slingshot down the middle. So that there's a slight angle difference depending on which item you're using. Which is why, like, Goma, you have to stand further off to the side if you use a seed shooter. Alright, just go to Black Tower. Would be nice if we could run through Black Tower, but that's not happening today. Oh, I need to change the season or the time period. There we go. Now we can do our equip. Did we actually need Magic Boomerang? I'm trying to think. We just needed to go back to D6 present. Which I guess we technically didn't need the Magic Boomerang. Because I was able to do it with regular Boomerang to get over there. But I don't know if it's logical with regular. I think it might just be logical with magic. Because with regular Boomerang, you're risking falling into the pit. And falling into a pit is a hard logic thing because you're taking damage. So, Magic Boomerang, you can just do it. Guaranteed. I don't know. Just the fact that we had to go all the way around with the Magic Boomerang and then the Seed Shooter and all that nonsense. There's a lot going on the Seed. And the fact that we never found the satchel just amplifies all that. Because we had to walk everywhere. But here we are, at the final boss. And that blue ring really did come in handy, because we didn't really have to worry about health too much throughout the seed. Like, I really didn't even go out of my way to pick up any health after we got that blue ring. We did end up getting a lot just because we were searching for so long for that Seed Shooter. And then you had stuff like, what was it, the flippers and the Mermaid Suit were literally back to back. Then you had Tune of Ages and Cape back to back as well. And we got really lucky that we never needed to get the tuning nut. Because imagine if we got the tuning nut before finding Tune of Ages, and we had to go back through Talus Peaks again. Oh, that would have been lovely. Hey, we got our good friend the spider. What is this, like 100 super jumps or something? Like, that took forever. But we finished with an official time, 2:35:20, finishing in first place. Not terrible for a satchelless seed. In fact, I would say that's really good for a satchelless seed. And Orless, yes. And Cape was super late. Like, there's a million things. Like, I felt like this seed just had me going down like a giant rabbit hole until we managed to get that seed shooter. And then things started to come into clearer focus. Like, we pretty much knew we needed a seed shooter or something of that sort. A satchel, hyper slingshot, something that either allowed me to drop seeds or shoot seeds diagonally. Or get the magic boomerang as well. The magic boomerang allowed me to do a bunch of stuff too. So between the two of those things, we were looking very diagonal for a long time. We just needed that diagonal ability. And then we got the magic boomerang. And then we're like, okay, that gives me access to D4, lets me finish D6. None of that mattered. Then we had to keep searching for that seed shooter. It's like, okay, now let's go. Let's go back to 3. Let's finish that up. Oh, there's everything. There's our cape. There's a Tune of Ages. There's our access to Zora, which allows us to get our remaining items, and then access to dungeons, and it just worked out after that. But that was the big bottleneck. Was going diagonal. But other than that, the seed was okay. Like, no real complaints from the early game. Maybe I should have not gone into D3 when I did. Like, maybe I should have put off D3 a little bit. I feel like that play that we made to get Ember Seeds was a solid enough idea. I just completely forgot the idea that I still couldn't shoot diagonally. The other thing we could have potentially done is to do those frame perfect or close to frame perfect turnarounds on Shadow Hag and just fight her like that. That would have gotten us cape super early. But then we would have probably orphaned our Tune of Ages. We probably would have never gone back to D3 for a very long time. At least because we still had to do Shadow Hag, we were able to get the Tune of Ages when we went back there with the Seed Shooter. So it kind of worked out that way. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed it. This was fun playing Ages again. Definitely want to do more of these so we can get more interactions with cross items. It was really fun seeing the magic boomerang getting used for the first time that I've gotten to use it. Um, and who knows, we'll see what other kind of stuff happens along the way. Speaking of stuff happening, Lotus just finished in second place with an official time 2:41:21. GG to him. Good race. Good times. Hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you all later.